Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to be talking about the financial reality of chasing a bowling career. This is something that I don't think people talk about enough, so we're going to cover that in this video, so stay tuned. Alright, so first off we need to understand the cost of bowling. So got to factor in entry fees, gas, hotel, food, practice, equipment, and unexpected expenses. These are just some of the things that add up over time. They add up super quick. And so you have to be prepared for this, guys. You have to be prepared for all the unexpected expenses because it happens all the time. Something happens weird. You don't really prepare for it. And now you're strapped for money. You don't really know what to do. You can't really afford to do anything. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation. You want to be prepared for it. You want to have a right strategy in place, so that way you don't put yourself into a bind that you can't get out of. All right, next point is create a bowling budget. And what I mean by that is separate your bowling budget from your everyday budget. Figure out your monthly bowling expenses and know your numbers. And so if you don't know your numbers, then you will be in trouble. So remember, separate yourself from your bowling self, because your bowling is your business. So whatever you're trying to pursue, that's your business. You are the CEO of that business. You are the owner. And so you control things. You get to decide, do I do this thing or do I not do this thing? And so unless you're sponsored, unless somebody's telling you exactly what to do, when to do it, how much money to spend, then you are the CEO, you are the owner, you control things. It's like I control what I do, you all control what you all do. And so set up your strategy, separate yourself, your personal life, from your business life, which is whatever you are trying to pursue. So that way you don't get things confused and you're able to keep things straight, and you don't put yourself into a bind, like I was saying before, of where you have spent too much money here, so now you can't afford this. you know now that's the whole key, is allow yourself enough freedom in order to do the things that you want to do, so that way you don't put yourself in a bad situation. All right, build an emergency fund. Have a savings built up so you don't put yourself in a bad situation. Financial stability gives you options. Options create freedom. So just like what I was saying before, have a savings built up. You have to know where to put your money so that way you don't lose money. You have to figure out a way to make money on top of your money. That's the whole key to everything. You have to figure out a way to allow yourself to make more money over time. And so that comes with building your savings. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a savings account. For me, I like to invest. And so a simple way to make money on your money now is to just invest in Stretch. I've probably talked about that a lot in some future videos. Just a simple way to do it. It was the company strategy that created this idea. I believe they started early last year in 2025, of where they created this preferred stock built on Bitcoin to where that you can make 11.5% on your money. Now they have 4 different preferred stocks, and it's Strike, Strife, Stride, and Stretch. Stretch has become the main one, and so it's just an easy way to make money on your money. Instead of putting your money into the savings account that's making a low yield compared to what you'd be making with Stretch, which is 11.5%, which is basically, it was unheard of for a long period of time. Now all of a sudden, you got this financial product that allows you to make money on your money on a bigger scale. And so that's always a good thing to do. It's easy, you know. All you have to do is set up your own brokerage account. Like with me, I have Robinhood. I can just simply put my money into Stretch, and that allows me to make money on my money. Now, again, too, it's tax deferred, so you don't have to pay tax. So if you choose to sell and put it in some other investment, you can. It doesn't really matter. And so, just the easy way to do it. But again, if you all don't want to do that, you can do your own savings account. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, you want to make as much money as possible on your money, so that way you don't have to work as hard in the future. All right, so Next point is stop buying every new ball, guys. Listen, you don't have to do that. There's always going to be a new ball. And what I call it is, I call it the shiny object syndrome. And basically, that is whenever you see something new. And so if you see a new ball, if you see a new bag, if you see a new shirt, if you see anything that would lead you toward buying that thing, all because it's new, it's the latest, greatest technology, I gotta have it. They say it's the best. Every single year it's the same thing. There's always the latest and the greatest. And so if you can just keep yourself away from that just for long enough to allow yourself to build up your money, then that's the goal. I'm not saying that you can't buy that new ball, because eventually you will have to buy that new ball, because that's the whole point of being able to compete. Your ball performance matters that much. But again, you got to make that ball last for as long as possible, so that way you can build up your money on the side, because you don't want to constantly be in debt trying to buy new stuff, because it's not going to win you tournaments. What's going to win you tournaments is hitting your target, understanding transition, and creating the best shape for you in order to match up well on that pattern at that moment in time. And so that's what's going to win you tournaments. Also, taking care of your equipment is going to help you win tournaments. But what's not going to help you is, one, being poor and not being able to afford to actually compete in these tournaments. And that's what happens whenever you buy all this new stuff and you're constantly in debt. You now can't even afford to even compete. So that's what I'm talking about. Stop trying to chase everything that's new, the latest, and the greatest, because it's not going to help you win anything. So, next point, I know how important your equipment is, but you have to find your happy medium and ask yourself what's worth your time and money. Most bowlers would benefit from more practice than just another new ball. So, just to piggyback off of that again, focus on yourself, focus on your game, focus on what's important instead of trying to chase everything that's new. Next point is create a reliable income. This is a huge point here. So, steady income can really help your career. It removes financial pressure. It allows you to travel. This is the thing helping you pursue your dream. Listen, you have to create a reliable income for yourself. If you do not, you're going to be in a bad situation. The only reason why I know is because I've been in a bad situation myself. And so you have to figure out yourself how to create that income in order to provide for your dream that you're trying to chase. And so whatever the thing is, whatever the career is, if you're trying to become a professional bowler, then this is what you have to do. Because there's no guarantee that you're going to get sponsored. There's no guarantee that you're going to get financial help. And so if you do not have those things and you're trying to fund your way, that reliable income will then allow you to pursue that dream that you're trying to chase. And so that's what I'm saying, guys. And then, two, once you do find that income, then start putting it toward investments, start putting it towards something that's going to grow your money, so that way you don't have to work as hard to make more money. Because I think that's the biggest issue, and I will probably talk about that later on, is people are always trying to chase more money, more money, more money, and working harder and harder and harder, when your money could actually be doing the work for you. All right, treat bowling like a business. Track expenses, track results. The more information you track, the better decisions you'll make. Successful competitors know where their money is going. If you can track everything, then you know exactly what you're doing wrong and what you need to work on. That's the whole point of doing this. And that goes for your money. You have to know where every single dollar is going. Because again, this is a business. This isn't just fun and games. This isn't just a hobby. This is something that can really change your life for the better if you play it the right way. All right, next point is avoid bad debt. This is a huge one. Credit card debt creates pressure. Pressure affects your decision making. Poor decisions create more financial issues. So don't put yourself in a position where every tournament is a do or die situation. I've been here, guys. Don't do this. You have to create a system to where you don't put as much pressure on yourself, because the more pressure you put on yourself, the more issues you're going to have, and probably the worse you're going to do in that tournament. And so again, set yourself up for success by having money set aside. And that way you're not putting as much pressure on yourself near you go to that tournament, because if you have in your mind that if I don't do well in this tournament, then I'm not going to be able to compete for a while, then you're probably not going to bowl too well, because that's what's happened to me. And so again, avoid the mistakes that I have made, and then apply that to yourself and try to set yourself up better for whenever you're ready to compete. Have some money set aside to where that you can use that money to fund your bowling journey, so that way you don't have to be as strapped down as what you could be. You can set yourself up for these few tournaments and then see how you do, so that way you're not too worried about it. All right, so play the long game, guys. Bowling careers is a slow and steady type of career. Most successful bowlers spent many long, hard years building and developing their skills that they have. So small savings become tournament funds. Tournament funds become opportunities, and opportunities become experience. Experience becomes growth. So focus on progress rather than speed. I have nothing else more to add there. If y'all want to take a screenshot, you can. Again, just play the long game, guys. Understand what you need to do in order to be successful. And remember, bowling, it's a long process. The longer you stay in the game, the better chance you have of being successful. All right, so in closing, if there's one thing that you take away from this video, don't let financial stress destroy your game or chasing your dream of becoming a successful professional bowler. Know your plan. Live within your means. Let me say that again. Live within your means. Build financial stability. Pursue your goals from a position of strength. And if you do these things, you will give yourself a much better chance of being successful by simply staying in the game long enough in order to reap the rewards. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you all got something from this, and if you did, go ahead and like and subscribe, and then I will see you in the next video coming up. And remember, stay fluid.